Today, we're talking about an NXT star getting called up to the main roster. Also, we're talking about a huge plan for Saturday night's main event, and we are going to talk about an AEW star transitioning to a backstage role. If you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button and ring that bell. This way you never miss a video on the channel. We're on the hunt for 100,000 subscribers. Your guys' support would be greatly appreciated. With that being said, let's kick things off with Evil Uno. Now, you guys know Evil Uno. He's one of the originals in AEW. He's also been a very big part of AEW since really the time it began. And of course, with the AEW Games Initiative, But today we got some confirmation that Evil Uno, he's transitioned to a different role in the company. Now, he actually revealed in an interview recently with the Johnny Pro YouTube channel that he does work a backstage job, and therefore that's why he is present at all these events. Now, obviously, Evil Uno has not really been a competitor for AEW much as of late. I mean, you might see him a little bit. It's like, obviously he could work Ring of Honor, or sometimes he could work Dynamite or Collision or something like that. But for the most part, what this is really a sign of is the fact that Evil Uno is present, right? And this is a sign of AEW utilizing their talent in dual roles. I think that's kind of a good thing, right? When you have wrestlers in dual roles, you're kind of putting yourself in a position where I think, if you're not an active wrestler, if you're not constantly doing all these things, that's okay. That's not necessarily a big deal. Deep down inside, the way I kind of look at it is like, it's just a massive benefit, which is obviously a good thing. So it keeps morale going. You're still able to get money, even though you're not on TV. I don't find it to be that big of a concern or that big of a deal, but still, it is worth talking about. Let's talk about it, guys. A WWE star is set for a big push upon his return. We talked about it a little bit earlier today. Austin Theory potentially joining the Vision. Well, now there's been a little bit of an expansion on that report. The initial reports do indicate that Theory will be part of the War Games match at Survivor Series, and he will be joining Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar in the match. But more to the story is that Austin Theory is looked at as somebody that could be a main event level heel instead of being an undercard comedy guy. This is coming from Dave Meltzer, and of course, a lot of people are going to be paying attention to this. But Austin Theory is somebody who I do think WWE should have high hopes for. I do think WWE has definitely had questionable bookings surrounding Austin Theory, and that's just naturally the way it is. Vince McMahon, I feel like that he tried forcing him down everybody's throat. Triple H kind of did the opposite, but obviously the Money in the Bank cash-in initially failed, and there's just a lot of things with Austin Theory's career that you could look at. It's very questionable and it's very weird. And obviously, I don't know if this is WWE being indecisive or not, but with WWE preparing for a huge push for Austin Theory, you have to wonder what is next in store. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think Austin Theory is a great talent. I don't know if it makes sense to be a heel in today's WWE. I think after the Grayson Waller split, Austin Theory should be a babyface, and I think he should return as a major babyface. And the only thing I will say is this: if Austin Theory is returning as a heel to join the Vision, I want to see him break away from the group as a babyface. I want to see him be the guy that turns on Seth Rollins. And I've hypothesized, all these different ideas for him and how to join the Vision. But I think it's obviously too early to even determine how he would break away from the group. There's just so much that we got to wait for. But I do think he is going to be one of those breakout guys. If he were to turn on Seth, if he were to turn on Bronson and Braun Breaker, like there's just a lot of good things you could do there. And I would like to see what happens, obviously. That brings us to our next topic: CM Punk major Saturday night's main event plans. Ooh, this one's exciting because it's one of the best feuds that WWE has had since his return in 2023. But CM Punk is reportedly set for a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity against Seth Rollins on Saturday night's main event. Now, the Saturday night's main event show is taking place on November 1st. So we're just a couple of weeks away. And the plan is reportedly for CM Punk to go one-on-one with Seth Rollins for the title. This is obviously a big deal, right? CM Punk, Seth Rollins, some people are tired of it. I'm not. They figured out a way to make this storyline feel fresh and important. They figured out a way to make CM Punk feel different. I'm very, very, very happy with the way CM Punk has been presented on TV as of late. The stuff with Jey Uso and LA Knight actually makes it even more fun, because I do think there's that opportunity where maybe CM Punk gets screwed against Rollins in this match because of an LA Knight heel turn. I don't know. There's just a lot of ways to go about it, which is what excites me. Deep down inside, I do feel as if CM Punk and Seth Rollins is a major, major match for this event. And you got to make Saturday night's main event feel like a big deal. And I feel like WWE, this reiteration of the show, truly has been good. You know, the stuff with Goldberg and Gunther has been good. Just everything that we've gotten on Saturday night's main event this year just feels a lot more important. You know, the last time they did Saturday night's main event, it did not feel as important. It felt like a lot of a filler content show, and that's not what it feels like this time. So CM Punk being in the mix for the title is cool, but I don't see him winning the title. I don't. I would prefer a title change, honestly. I would like for CM Punk to have a world title at some point, but I just don't see that. I don't foresee that happening. And maybe this could be a situation where the Visions screw over CM Punk and Austin Theory and Brock and everybody go after him. I don't know. It's something that we'll definitely have to pay attention to for sure. And that brings us to our final topic, an NXT call-up expected. We are talking about Lash Legend. So Dave Meltzer is reporting the women's War Games matches is expected to be AJ Lee, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and Io Sky. And they're set to go up against Becky Lynch, Asuka, Kairi Sane, Nia Jax, and Lash Legend. And this is obviously a very, very big marquee match, especially for the women. I mean, you're putting in all of the heavy hitters. AJ Lee being involved is surely a very big deal. But Lash Legend has been rumored to be very high up on WWE's call-up list, and the introduction of Lash Legend being in this match would be a phenomenal idea. Lash Legend has done some really good things in NXT despite not winning the belt over there. But I think Lash Legend is also an example of somebody who doesn't necessarily need a belt in NXT. She's clearly getting it. She's definitely winning matches when it's actually important to win. She possesses the in-ring ability, the charisma. I would love to see how they position her in a War Games match. She is somebody who I think WWE very well should push. It's very difficult considering you got Julia and Stephanie and all of these heavy hitters. You know, they've been killing it in the ring for a minute now. So how do you bring in Lash Legend? How do you make sure she doesn't get lost in the shuffle? I think realistically that's going to be a challenge for WWE, but I am excited to see these plans. I think this makes a lot of sense. When you watch NXT, Raw, and SmackDown, I think WWE does have to be careful here, but I do think there should be some confidence in WWE when it comes to putting off a wonderful War Games match for the women's division. Every year, I feel like the women's War Games match is fun. Last year was fun. When you look at the people in this match, it looks even funner. Let me know what you guys think down below.